Data mining, we have all heard about it, right? Data mining has been like the latest thing. But what about family mining? Now, I'm not talking about a family going into the mining business together. Just like data mining uses computers and automation to find trends and patterns in large amounts of information, family mining is the same thing. As you dig through your family tree, you can find all sorts of patterns and interesting bits of information that not only will help you know more about yourself, but it might explain some of the crazy things about your family. Hi, I'm Aimee Cross, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about mining your family tree for gems. And a lot of times we use the word genealogy, but I don't care what you call it. I just want you to find your family and find some of those insights that discovering your family can provide. It's really all about your family stories. But I've actually just started a new website, family-mining.com. It's a place where people can share the stories of the things they learn about their family and how it has so deeply affected them. At Roots Tech 2023, Sean Astin came and he talked to us a little bit about his life and his movies and all that kind of stuff. But his daughter, Allie, is really into family history. And he texted her and said, I'm discovering all this stuff. The folks at Family Search have helped us out because she had a couple of blocks in her tree. And he texted her and he said, so what is it about genealogy that, is interesting to you? And this is what she said. It's the way to learn about the ancestors that live on through me. We are the key to our ancestors' eternal life. And through my children, in a way, I'll live forever. So it's important to honor that. Sean then said, all right, what's the real reason? Ha ha. But she added, I think we all repeat certain generational patterns, and learning from my ancestry is the biggest cheat sheet to solving life's greatest problems. I really believe that's true. I love finding out about my ancestors. I love learning about why certain things happen, why nobody would talk about so-and-so. And I don't know, it's just really fun to me. One of the other things that I really enjoy is Ancestry's Finding Your Roots. I think it's a great show. And let me tell you a couple of clips from that show because they were really interesting. Cyndi Lauper came on the show and learned that one of her ancestors was integral in the Swiss Rebellion. And she was proud of that because she considers herself a rebel. She's like, now I know where I got it from. Joe Manganiello, he really wanted to solve a family mystery. His grandmother was the daughter of an unknown man who was, while serving in World War I, was in the area where his great-grandmother resided. But they didn't know his name. And so through searching and climbing and working through his family tree and using DNA, he was able to discover that. Jamin Chung's Korean background was discovered all the way back into, I think it was the 1500s. She learned a lot about the hardships that her family suffered when they first came to the United States, as well as this tremendous rich ethnic history that she had in Korea. Scarlett Johansson's great-grandfather immigrated to the United States when he was 24 years old. And sadly, a lot of his family remained back in Poland, and they were put into the Warsaw Ghetto during World War II, where many of them died. Learning that really touched her and helped her understand how hard it must have been to have her family members lose so many people and live here in the United States where others were suffering in Europe. It made a really big difference in her life. Julia Roberts discovered that her surname isn't Roberts. Her second great-grandfather was born 10 years after the Roberts in her family had died. And so he was illegitimate and actually the son of a nearby neighbor who was married and had children of his own. Sometimes finding out those kinds of things about our family can be a little bit but a lot of times at this point, it's kind of like, I don't know. I think it's kind of fun to find this stuff out because it can explain a lot of things. And people are people. They make mistakes, right? Things happen. And for us to pretend like that stuff never happened isn't very realistic. As a matter of fact, Viola Davis learned a similar thing. She learned that she was a descendant of an illegitimate child. And one of the things that she said that I thought was really, really important, she said, and I quote, people that made you who you are, you wouldn't be born if it weren't for them. And yet you don't really know them. I'm the amalgamation of a lot of stories and a lot of secrets. All of us want to create a past that benefits us in our fantasies. I think because the other is too hard to process. We're not so good with the messy truth. Pharrell's ancestor, Jane Arrington, was one of the people that was interviewed in the Slave Narrative Project that was done by the government after the Civil War. And she spoke about her life as a slave. And Pharrell responded after reading this powerful document, "I'm forever changed." I have a couple of mysteries in my family, and I have a couple of villains. But one of the things that I think that I've enjoyed the most about my family is learning about the sacrifices they made to come here. In one of my family lines, the Kinsleys, they came from Switzerland. And they came over when they were 50 years old with a bunch of kids. They had 8 people traveling with them. And they had this one trunk. And I think about everything I own fitting into one little truck like that. No, it wouldn't have just been for me. It would have been for the entire family. All of their possessions fit into that trunk. This family came over with very, very little. And at 50 years old, coming over and knowing that you're going to need to eke out a living and you're going to need to provide for your family, you don't know the language. You have to learn how to communicate with people that speak English when you don't. To me, that is courage. That is amazing. And when I start to feel like I can't handle whatever life is throwing at me, I can think about my ancestors and I can know that they did it, I can. As a matter of fact, there's been studies that show that teenagers and kids actually have more emotional security and emotional maturity when they know about their family history, when they know about these stories and they know about the things that their family went through to get them where they are today. It gives them strength and it helps them face the trials that they faced at their time in their lives. So mining your family tree is a lot of fun. So give it a try. Do some family mining of your own. I can't wait to hear about your stories. Please don't forget to put them up on the website. I really want this to be a community place where we can all share our amazing stories. I think that it is inspirational. And I think as we discover more about our family, we discover more about ourselves. And that is a good thing. Thanks for watching. If this video has been of interest to you and you like it, please give it a like. I post videos on YouTube weekly, every Thursday. I post videos for intermediate genealogists or beginners. If you are wanting to learn some hints on how to do your family history, check out this playlist on Genealogy 101. That gives you the basics if you're just starting. Or you can check out this video that is my latest, and hopefully it will help you become a better family miner.